But I've now gotten invested in the Wild. And I say that with a little bit of angst because I left my daughter's game. We rushed home and turned on the game. My wife, me and my wife and my daughter were in the bed watching because, of course, our little one doesn't give a crap. So we're watching, and we let her watch a little bit till it was like, all right, it's a little late. You got to go to bed. Because I even fell asleep. Not gonna lie, I fell asleep. I think when it was 4-2, I fell asleep, and I kind of woke back up to like the end. But it's late, and I'm tired. I've been at 2 softball games all day, worked all day, so it's a long day. But Sam, another hat trick, but not for them. Kaprizov was on target for a hat trick. I thought he was going to get it again. He got 2 early goals on the power plays. They were doing a great job at 2-1, and they had Binnington kind of second guessing, moving around. And then I don't know what's going on, but when the puck is shot behind the net, you watch Binnington. He kept coming back there, getting involved in it, getting it back to his guys. Again, I don't know all the positions, but he's getting back to the forwards or whatever. I don't know. And then you look at Fleury, or Flower, as they like to call him. A couple of times it gets behind him, and he doesn't go get it. And so the forwards, and as I'm listening to the broadcast, the forwards are assuming their goaltender is going to get it and get it back out to him. So they kind of hesitate. Well, he doesn't go back there. He second guesses. Now, by the time he thinks about it, it's too late because their guys for the Blues are down there. They get it behind him. And then, of course, now the forwards are out of position. They have to hurry up and try to get the defenseman back. It's one of those things where it's just like, dude, just play the game that you've played in the wins. Like, do the same things you did. Stay involved the entire time. And that's why in the playoffs, in any sport, but in the playoffs specifically, every play matters. And that's where he didn't get behind the net to kind of get the puck back out to his forwards, keep control of that possession. They get it, they score again, then they score again, and they score again. And so, it's goals I notice now. And again, maybe this is just playoffs, but my immediate take is goals come in bunches. And so when you see that happening, you look at the hits, you look at how they were kind of attacking Kaprizov. Like you felt like that was their mindset. And the Wild were the same. They were attacking as well. I think it was number 20. Forgot his name, but they were attacking him. And so when you look at what was going on for the Blues, and I think number 20 is Brandon Saad. Is how you say
yes,
it?
Yes, Saad, who had the game-tying goal. Yep.
Yeah.
In the second.
So Brandon Saad was one of the ones they were attacking. And then they were also attacking Jordan, was it Cairo? Number 25. Yep. They were attacking him as well. And so Jordan Cairo and Brandon Saad, the Wild just had a plan. We're going to hit him. We're gonna go after him. And for a while, it was working. Like I think at one point it was 17-4, 17-5 for hits in favor of the Wild, and they were doing their deal. They were imposing their will. You look at Binnington. He only had at one point it was like 4 shots and 2 goals for the Wild, and so you're like, man, if they can keep this pace up, it's pretty much over. But this is where it got bad. You go to the other side. And Fleury, they only gave him 4 goals against because, of course, last one doesn't really go. But 4 goals against, 31 shots against, 27 saves. It still looks good, but this is the problem with that. If the other guy's playing better, you got to play just as good. Any other time, if I were to say, man, it was 31 shots and only 27 scored, it sounds good. It's like that's a pretty good percentage, but it's hockey. You gotta go 99%. You gotta stop them all. And some of the mistakes were on him. I know, we're gonna talk about rebounding, all the other stuff, but that was my immediate take, Sam. I don't know. I was in it, and then and like I said, I fell asleep and I woke up and I'm watching the ending plus a little bit of Sports Center, and I'm just listening. I'm like, I just feel like it's over. Like I kept saying Wild in 6, and I'm not gonna be completely negative, especially on the Twitter machine. I'm gonna try to stay positive. But I do feel like it's going to be Blues in 6 because now the Wild are going to play tight. They have to win this. The Blues are going to be loose. They're going to have their home fans ready to close this thing out at home so they can celebrate at home, jump all around, throw stuff at each other and champagne and do whatever they do after they win a playoff round. But that was my initial take from that, Sam. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, I've got 3 thoughts. So number 1, it's a shame that they didn't add to the lead in the second period because I felt like the Wild actually played the better period went about 15, 16 minutes. No one scored. And then the Blues get a very fortunate deflection to tie the game. And they end
Yeah.
up going to the intermission tied. I felt like the Wild deserved better in that period. They probably should have added to the lead. The fact that they didn't was a big buzzkill. Number two, we've seen now in consecutive losses where it's a tie game. The Blues score to go ahead, and they immediately score again. It's those goals in bunches, like you mentioned, and especially last night. That can't happen. It's partly on Fleury. I mean, I thought the second Tarasenko goal was a little bit soft. Even the first Tarasenko goal, Fleury got a piece of it. Probably could have made that save. You can't relax when you give up one goal and then give up a second. It can't happen in playoff hockey. And third, I'm just wondering where these supplementary scorers have gone for the Wild. I mean, Kaprizov is carrying the load, but he's got no help from Fiala. I mean, where's Ryan Hartman? He was a huge scorer in the regular season. Where's Brandon Duhaime, Freddie Gaudreau? Like all of these secondary scorers who you need to rely on those guys in playoff hockey, they've disappeared. And Kaprizov cannot carry the team for 3 periods. You saw the Blues really lock him down late in the game when they knew that he was the only threat. So I'm disappointed in the depth of this Wild team because I thought that was a strength, and that has not been the case so far in this series.